It's 1913, and you're cruising in your brand new Ford Model T under the warm sun. As the fuel runs low, you pull into a newly opened station and top off your tank in minutes. This simple stop would ignite a global transformation in transportation. With the rise of personal vehicles, fueling stations quickly spread across the country. Eventually, over 150,000 stations were built, giving people freedom to travel like never before. But the stations we see today are the product of over a century of innovation. Fueling went from being a risky, flammable chore to a seamless, safe experience. Today, around 3 billion gallons of fuel are pumped globally every single day. To understand how gas stations became so efficient, we need to rewind to their origin. Before cars were common, kerosene powered homes and was sold at hardware stores in cans. Customers would fill metal containers and pour it themselves into whatever needed fueling. When early automobiles arrived, that same method was used to fuel them, can, funnel, and all. It was inconvenient and dangerous, leading to a need for a better way. American inventor Sylvanus Bowser created a manual pump to transfer kerosene safely. The pump used a crank that moved fuel through a one-way valve and out of a nozzle. Each turn delivered one exact gallon of kerosene. Soon, these pumps were installed on sidewalks for easy access. Attendants handled the fuel, but customers had no way to verify what they were getting. That's when the visible fuel pump was invented to solve the trust issue. Fuel was pumped into a clear container, measured, then released by gravity into the car. These early pumps worked well until the car population exploded. In just 12 years, cars in the US grew from 8,000 to 1.2 million. Sidewalk pumps couldn't keep up, and traffic piled up around them. Worse yet, fuel stored above ground posed a massive fire risk. So in 1913, Gulf Oil opened the first dedicated gas station in Pittsburgh. They placed a large tank underground and connected it to six pumps. On its first day, they sold only 30 gallons, but by week's end, sales reached 350 gallons daily. As more stations appeared, the car evolved into a symbol of personal freedom. By the 1920s, gasoline replaced kerosene due to its efficiency and easy ignition. But gasoline released flammable vapor at temperatures as low as minus 40 degrees. Vapor built up in tanks and lingered in the air, creating extreme fire hazards. With one spark, a routine fill up could turn deadly. To lower costs, a man named Frank Ulrich opened the first self service station in 1947. Without attendance, he dropped fuel prices by 5 cents per gallon. But untrained customers often overfilled tanks, spilling gasoline everywhere. The breakthrough came with the automatic shut-off nozzle. It used a floating valve system that stopped fuel when the tank was full. Still, underground tanks released vapor into the air during refills, creating more danger. Old steel tanks also corroded, leaking fuel into the surrounding soil. Modern stations use fiberglass tanks designed with advanced safety mechanisms. Fuel trucks connect to fuel valves, and vapor returns through a second line. That vapor is collected, returned to refineries, and converted back into usable fuel. When you fill your car, a pump pulls fuel from the tank through filters to the nozzle. The nozzle itself contains brilliant mechanical engineering that prevents overfilling. Fuel flows through a narrow passage where pressure drops due to the Venturi effect. Air is pulled through a tube, creating suction that keeps the valve open. When the tank is full, fuel blocks the air path, creating a vacuum in the nozzle. That vacuum lifts a membrane, triggering ball bearings to drop and close the valve. This all happens without electronics, just pure mechanical precision. By the 1970s, cars used fuel more efficiently and fewer stations were needed, but thanks to a century of innovation, gas stations became safe, fast, and reliable.